Hello again. Today I'm going to talk about coping mechanisms. Coping mechanisms is what we do before we heal. When trauma happens, is what we build. We do it unconsciously most of the times. Sometimes we judge ourselves for the ways we cope. But coping mechanisms are often the only tools we know to keep us safe, to help us to survive at that time when trauma happens. We become doing things that we normally don't do. So we overwork, we get into addiction, alcohol, drugs, shopping, we withdrawing, we become more isolated, we don't want to talk to people, we don't want to see people. Oh, so many things we can do when we when we build up these coping mechanisms. And all of us have seen people doing that, so we do it ourselves, overworking. Sometimes we fill every single hour with work, so we don't think, we don't get connected to the pain. Or addiction is one of the highest of coping mechanisms, strategies that people do to protect themselves for the pain, for the suffering. But there are no signs of weakness. They're not. There are signs that at some point a system was trying to keep us safe, and that's what we do. We set up coping mechanisms, most of the time unconscious, like I said, to keep us safe. The problem is when we start, these old patterns become patterns, we're repeating the same patterns, and then the coping mechanisms, they no longer have a purpose for our lives. And if we're not aware of that, they end up damaging ourselves and damaging our lives. So we need to be aware of that. Healing doesn't mean blaming ourselves for how we coped. Never. We need to be gentle to ourselves. We didn't know any better. So it means learning ways of responding with awareness. We need to become self-aware, and then not fear. We're not scared anymore. We are self-aware. We're kind. We're gentle to ourselves, and then we let them go with kindness, with compassion. If you recognize yourself into this, now healing starts with a gentle awareness, with a kindness, with compassion. I work in Portuguese and English, and if you want to understand and change patterns, why don't you give me send me a message. I offer 15 minutes free. Thank you for watching.